What's good, everybody? This your boy D Money. We on another A Lot of Fashion podcast. Pretty much what we're going to talk about on this episode is how to make a logo for your brand in 2025. What we like to do on the A Lot of Fashion podcast is primarily talk about everything business, so that way we can help you make your brand and business grow to its full fruition and your vision. So make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe as well too, so that way you can constantly get the updates that you need for your brand and business to grow. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, when it comes to a logo, you want to have some inspiration, a theme board, or some constructs to what you're doing. So what I like to think about or questions I like to ask myself when creating, a logo is what is your brand's mission? What does the brand stand for? And what industry are you in? Because all these factors kind of key into what the logo is going to look like, what's going to draw people in to, actually, looking at your products, services, and, tapping into your brand as a whole. So that's the main thing. Now, you can look at my brand and, the logo as well too, Dreams with Rollers, Street Fashion. As you can see, it's a diamond and also a crown with a cross, well, a line cross through the, crown. Just so that way, it's something that is compelling. As you can see, the, color of the diamond is dripping. So, it's something that, kind of catches your attention. It's something, raw cut. It's not actually, mastered. And on top of that, it's something of my complete own idea. And it's also inspired by Jean-Michel Basquiat. Because he always put a line across through, certain things that he was trying to draw your attention to. So for me, the crown is the most important thing when it comes to, the colors on my logo. As you can see, it's got blue and green. Those are, colors in unity and, wealth. So I just try to put both together and that creates the world. You know what I'm saying? So that's what our logo means. The next thing that you want to get into is design. When it comes to design, the apps like, Kittl, uh, Canvas, and Illustrator are the good, apps to tap into the design apps. I mainly use what you call a Canva, just because of the simple fact that it's quick and easy to pull up designs. As you can see, also got different elements and different you know I guess you could say emoji type stuff that you can use in order to create different art, like pictures and videos and stuff like that. So I use that for mainly, like, designing my prints and things of that sort for my brand, just because I operate solely from my phone. I don't really use my laptop that much anymore, unless I'm doing, like, podcast stuff or deep editing. So yeah, man, that's just something that you can do quick and easy instead of using like Illustrator, where you have to totally construct from the ground up, or using something in order to totally reconstruct it into what you want. Um, so yeah, that's something that I use. As far as you know, um, the aesthetics of a logo, what you first want to look at is a vector aesthetic, then the layers, the font, and color. I'm gonna actually have Hustle Ninja tell you a little bit more about it on the top of the screen. Well, on the screen, so just listen in. Now,
especially if you are doing a t-shirt print, sometimes it's 12 by 16. So I changed this to inches, 12 inches by 16, and I hit confirm. And now check it out. Now this right here is the size of my actual canvas that I need to work with. A lot of these files are vector based, so you can change it at a later time. Vector meaning that it is infinitely scalable and you won't lose any quality as you scale it up or scale it down. So the second most important thing besides canvas size, to me, is going to be layers. Layers are really important because this pretty much showcases your files as it is layered. So as you can see right here, I am selecting everything. That's because I use a shortcut on my keyboard. If you look right here on the bottom left, there is a shortcuts right here. And you can study this if you want to. That way you can work more efficiently. And some of these shortcuts are actually similar to Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator as well. So as you can see, I've clicked Control Alt to select all of the actual elements. And sometimes you can just kind of play around and click things that you think is probably the shortcut, and you will learn that along the way as well. For example, if I click the letter T, that stands for text, and it pulls up, text for me to already get started to work on. But the first thing to me that was important is canvas. The second thing for me is this layers right here, because layers are really important in design. Now, for example, as you can see right here, we have the word faith, and right now, the layer is on top of the crosses. So as you can see, this folder right here called crosses. If I take this faith and I move it under crosses, now it is behind that layer. That is why layers are important, because you see the way that designs are stacked.
Through the video, he actually breaks down all it actually takes in order to make a logo step by step. He uses, Kittl as his, base platform in order to make, the different aesthetics as you've seen. Possibly, if not, you've probably seen that it actually has different templates that you can, search for and use for different categories or niches that, you could say for, different industries, just so that way you don't have to totally construct a logo from scratch. But like I said, when it comes to inspirations, it totally depends on what your brand mission is, what you plan on standing for as a brand, and how you plan on helping the customer become who they plan on being. So just think about that when you are creating logos. It's real simple to create a logo. I've done it for over 5 years, being a brand manager for my dreams. My Diamond Dreams Movement brand. But yeah, man, it's just something that it's easy to tap into. So just make sure that you actually take the time and think it out before you just come up with something that you think just looks cool. Make sure it means something, so that way your brand stands out. Keep visualizing your purpose. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching another episode of A Lot of Fashion. We appreciate you guys for liking and subscribing, and also staying tuned through the whole episode. Make sure that you take these business gems and start visualizing your purpose. I am out.